using a multimeter. Put the ground to the ground, hold it with one hand, with the other, with the engine off, go and check all of them and see which one is zero. Try to remember, and then press the start engine without the start button without starting the engine, and do it again and see which ones have voltage. So that's where you can plug in. That means when you turn on the engine, you will have power, and then you can put a wire just to the one that has power, because you don't know, if you put a full fuse, you don't know where that power is going. You just need to pull power from there, like this, and you have to solder your wire to this. The way the seatbelt switch that enables the warning works is that the circuit, let's say you have a light bulb, right? You have a light bulb right here, and when you have the switch on, which happens when you don't have anything in here, the switch is on, so then the warning light and the sound has noise. So if you cut this completely, you will have no switch, so then no power would go over there. But you don't have to cut it completely. You can cut just one of them, because it's still gonna open the circuit. It's not gonna close the circuit. If the circuit is open, it's like the same as if this is disconnected completely. Why we don't disconnect it completely is because if you start the car and you can do it without taking anything off. Put the seatbelt on first before you start the car, and you will see that the airbag system light will remain on. But if you unplug and plug the seatbelt back on, the warning light goes off. The whole purpose of this is to get rid of the annoying seatbelt sound and also keep the airbag system working. So the easiest thing you can do is just put a switch here, like this one, and have it somewhere, or even a push button. Like when you start the car, push it like after you started the car, push it 1 second, because it's the same as plugging and unplugging. Yeah, if you put a push button here and you connect it, it's like connecting it back together. And if you don't have the seat belt, which you shouldn't, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a relay, programmable relay, that will do this automatically. So what I did is I ran a wire from the panel. I'm gonna plug this in here because there was no fuse over there, and I checked with the multimeter all of these empty spaces. There's a few other I could have used. So all of these empty spaces that have 0 voltage, but then when the ignition is on, you have voltage. That means that you can only have voltage when the ignition is on, which is what we need to have voltage to make this go off, so it would act like a switch when you turn on the engine or when you have the ignition on, which will trick the seatbelt system that everything is okay and the seatbelt is fastened. You can find this on eBay. So now I'm gonna test it out. This is the programmable. I'm gonna press the start button and see what happens. Start. You see, it's on. You heard that click? That was the on and off. Perfect. And now this is where the switch happens. One of it is the common, and then you have to connect one to the common wire, and because it fluctuates. Common is this, and then it's normally closed or normally open. So one goes to the COM, and then one goes to normally open, NO, which is open, and then it will become closed when this activates. I forgot to press record. Okay, so press start. That's the airbag. That's the seatbelt that was there. Airbag should go off, yeah, because everything is fine. And there is no seatbelt sign, no seatbelt. You could hear the bing, bing. That was the seatbelt. So that's all the warning I'm gonna get from now on. I can put it longer, more seconds for the more sound. And now, if I want to bypass everything I did and make it back to normal, I switch this. I did an extra switch in case I do inspection. You see, this is back the way it was, then off, on, off. Everything works as it should.